Hi there, and thank you for tuning in. I wanted to show you some of the challenges I have had with the Fujifilm X-T20 and how to get some help in focusing with a manual lens. And then to illustrate that, I will be using my little friend here, the mad cow, and see if I can zoom in on him and figure out how to do that. I hope you can see that here on the screen. I have a little HDMI outlet here that sort of gives a big picture, and I have the camera here, so I hope you can follow what I'm doing. For starters, you need to set it up so that the camera knows that it can shoot without having contact with the lens and so on. And if you want to know how that's done, you can visit my blog where I've described this in more detail. But here I just wanted to give you two things. One hurdle that I really couldn't figure out how to get past, and a little tip for how to shift between the three modes that the Fujifilm has. So let's start out with the problem I had. You can see here, if I zoom in here on this little friend here, you can see I can actually get it in focus, and I can, if I push the rear dial here, I can zoom in on the cow here, and I can actually work with the focus as you would with any manual focus lens setup, I guess. But there's no focus peak. So how can that be? Well, the thing is that on the front of your camera there is a little dial, a button, whatever you want to call it, that says single, continuous and manual. And until you turn that one to manual, like this, you will see now this, it turns on the focus peak. Until you do that, focus peak simply won't work. In that case, you will only get, you can say, the normal focus help. So that took me a little while to figure that out. But if you do that, then all of a sudden the setup you have made for your camera will start working, and focus peak starts working, and that's wonderful. And as you saw, if you want to go closer to your subject, you can push the rear dial briefly once and it will zoom in. And if you then use the turn, you can turn or jump between two magnification sizes, and it only has those two, but it's plenty. And let me just see here, yeah. And here you can really work with the magnification, right? And work with the focus peak and see if you want the cow's eyes to be razor sharp, then you can really work with that here. If you want to jump to one of the other modes, then it has three modes. One is the standard mode. The second one is a split screen where you sort of have to align two pictures so that they're just on top of each other. And the third one is this focus peak. But again, this rear dial, if you push that in and hold it, then you can see now it says standard and it turned off focus peak. If I push it again, you have to hold it in for a few seconds. Now it says digital split image, and if I go close you can see how that works. It's a line, it's sort of divided the picture in two, and then you have to get those on top of each other, as I just said. And some like that. I'm not too much in favor of that, but you should know that there is this option. And the third mode is focus peak highlight. That's the one that I like, because it sort of gives me a picture of where the high contrast areas is or are, and that is typically also where your focal plane sits. You can see over here on the camera lens how the focal plane walks back and forth ever so beautifully. Now I'm on the Nikon logo, and here I'm walking towards the front of the lens. So that was actually my 2 cents about the focus peak setup and how you can switch between the different options here. If you want to read this in your own pace and your own time, and you don't want to listen to my voice, go visit my blog. I have a link to that in the description, and all of this is also explained maybe a little bit differently in my blog. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.